What's up, everybody? We're back with another review. This time it's an updated review on FragPunk. A few months ago, we played in the alpha. The alpha was a lot of fun. If you want to go watch that review, I'll link that down below. Today, we're going to do the same usual. We're going to go through the pros, cons, and the so-sos. But what we're going to do differently than normal reviews, and if you've watched an updated review like Spectre Divide, we're going to talk about anything new that I've added to the list, as well as reviewing my thoughts on my previous pros, cons, and so-sos. The game is a lot of fun. It's in the tactical shooter, single life, S&D genre. Now, they also have other modes, which I haven't played at this time of the review, because the main focus is on their S&D mode, their shard. Oh my god, now I'm blanking on the name of the mode, which is terrible because this is a review. But it's their S&D mode. They have a team deathmatch mode. They have a core capture mode, which I haven't played, so I'm not going to speak on that. I think I'm going to do a separate review for their other modes. I think I'm going to focus on trying to do that. We only have until the 21st for this beta. It's still live. If you are on PC and you want to play on Steam, Twitch drops are dropping keys. If you have anyone that plays it, they might have been able to get one from an in-game part of it where you can like spin a slot machine and you can earn one free activation key for somebody. So try it out for yourself. It's a lot of fun. I really like it. I'm enjoying it. It's pulling me away from Apex, Warzone. Trying other games like Off the Grid, although that's got its own issues why I haven't really played it. It's pulling me away from other stuff. I really like FragPunk. It's definitely a fun game and something worth trying, and I'm looking forward to the full release. So starting off with the cons, I had deaths after round ends count. I still think that that is a con. I don't like that in these games, and this might just be a genre thing, but I don't like in the games that if you die after the round, it still counts as a death, and not necessarily because of a stats perspective, but because in this genre where you have guns that you can only use one time if you die. You know, if you survive, you can use it again, or if you pick it up off of somebody's body or get it out of the slot machine, which we'll talk about. I don't like that the deaths count because you still lose that weapon. The other thing is, in the overtime, which they also added a extra game mode that mimics the overtime, and the overtime is... It's still 5v5, but it's 1v1 duels. Winner stays in the game. Last team with teammate or teammates alive wins the overtime. But everybody still can only use one of the Lancers, not Legends, one of the Lancers. And so, like, if your favorite is already chosen, you can't also choose that, even though it's only one of your teammates on the field, on the map at a time. I think you should be able to use all the same if you wanted to use all the same. And then rechambering the gun after every weapon switch or changing to your abilities. I know that this is kind of part of the genre as well, but it's something I'm not a fan of because it does put you in bad situations where, hey, you use an ability, but someone peeks while you're doing that. And then not only do you have to finish that ability's animation, then you got to re-pull out your gun and do that animation. Not a fan of that. But these aren't huge deals. This stuff is mostly parts of the genre, and it just is what it is. If you're a fan of the genre, not really necessarily cons for you. Then the new cons that I added are the sniper is entirely too strong. Unless you're like all the way across the map, body shots, headshots. The headshots should be a one-shot kill, but I don't think body shots should be when there's no reaction time available. If someone's holding an angle and you come around that angle, no matter how slow or fast you do it, if you come around that angle, you are just going to die. If they're very far across the map, you won't, but you'll be 1 HP. And I think even close enough, like arm and hand shots are also like one shot. Leg shots. I shot somebody in the shin and it was a one shot, but it was like super close range. They need a balance. And speaking of balance, there's a lot of overpowered abilities from Lancers. One is, and I can't remember all the Lancers' names, but the guy with the red braids and one of his abilities is rocket launcher. If it explodes anywhere near you, it's a one shot. I think it should only be one shot if it hits you. You have, God, I can't remember her ability, but she's got the yellow skin, the yellow, like, uniform. She's got the sniper ability. That I don't think should be one shot unless it's a headshot, or I would even go chest shot, but it's one shot all over the body at, like, all ranges when it's fully charged. I think that's a little bit strong. And then you have the Lancer, whose name, once again, I can't remember, who can go invisible, and she can go full invisible, and she only becomes uninvisible if she pulls out a gun, but she can keep stabbing you and remain invisible. I don't like that there's no way to counter that. And then there's one more. I can't remember his name. He's the fire guy. Shout out to The Office. Shout out to Ryan. But he's the fire guy, and he has an ability where it charges up, and once it fully charges up, there's like an explosion, and it fully blinds you, and there's zero counter to it. I don't think there should be any abilities with no counters. I think that's a balancing issue that they need to work on. But other than that, I don't have an issue with the abilities themselves. I think everybody has an interesting kit, but I do think there's some that need to be fixed. I didn't add any so-sos to my list. One was that there's team cards. When I first saw the release of this game, I thought that there would be individual cards you could choose, but it's all team cards voted on. I think it's a good system because the team has to work together, and that's an advantage to people that are playing in squads, but it's also a disadvantage to people who are playing solo and don't have the comms necessarily. And let's just say you're an S tier player, you're smarter than most players, and you're like, I know this card is strong, but it's not often voted on. You are screwed from you miss out on an OP card that maybe in another game you would have had. And the other system is an ask for weapon system. I put this in the so-sos before. I think I would move it up to pros as I continue to explore the genre and realize it's part of the genre and the single-use weapons upon death. I just don't like that nobody ever... Like, I've played with people, and there will be people that don't use a sniper the entire round. I've lost my sniper. I ping for it. Nobody uses it. I don't know if it's because people can't see that you're asking for it or what, but I'm not a fan of the way the system works, or at least how the players work it. Now we go into the pros, which is a long list, both old and new. Starting off with unique. Once again, this genre is not unique, and having characters with different abilities isn't necessarily unique. I mean, people compare this to Valorant for obvious reasons. But what is unique is the shard cards that modify each round for each team. It's a unique touch to the game that I really enjoy, and I think it's a great part of the game that they added, because in this genre, the core gameplay can only be changed so much. You know, you have CSGO, Valorant, you have Spectre Divide out, you have FragPunk in beta right now, and obviously it's all single life. You lose the weapons after the round, although I can't speak to Valorant, or actually really CSGO, but you lose weapons after the round. It's S&D. So, you know, we have the similar core gameplay, so how do you make it different? Well, CSGO, you know, that's like the core model, but, you know, you could compare that to a slower moving Call of Duty, right? Then you have Valorant and FragPunk, where you have Lancers or heroes that have abilities, which isn't a thing in Spectre Divide. Spectre Divide, so, you know, we're not really unique there. Spectre Divide is CSGO if you control two bodies. So there's where it becomes unique. So then you have like Valorant and FragPunk, which are pretty similar, and then you add in the shard cards, and that's where you get the uniqueness. Now, where we had a pro here that is no longer a pro is the low/no aim assist. The aim assist feels like it was cranked up on a whole nother level for this beta period. The aim assist, in my opinion, is way too strong. They definitely need to bring it back down and nerf it. Unfortunately, that would go down onto the cons list. It's way too strong. You could go maybe to the so-so list just because it is kind of needed for controller players, but it is way too strong. So now the next pro was that the practice modes are available while you are waiting for a queue. So tutorial, the firing range, which we'll talk about, all of that is available. The practice modes are all available while you're waiting for a game. It's a way to keep warm, but games have been found so fast in the beta, it's almost not needed. Another pro I have is the overtime mechanic, which we talked about, where you have 1v1 duels until your team of 5 runs out of people alive. It's a lot of fun. It's intense. It really gets down to how well can you use your abilities, because your abilities don't refresh between rounds. Where are you with being able to identify which weapons are your strong suits, although I think everybody should just use snipers for overtime because the one-shot ability is so nice to have. The overtime mechanic is a lot of fun. The next pro we have on the list is there's treasure on the map. When you're playing around, you'll probably see it behind me. There is like these gold cubes that are floating in a group. When you shoot them, there's either health or a shard that you can use to vote on cards for the next round. It's nice having that. It's a way of having health, which I know isn't in hero shooters and stuff. It's not that unfamiliar to have health around the map, especially in these S&D tactical shooters. But it's nice that you can also get shard points as well. Next, we have our cards that change the look of the map. You have ones that put mist over bomb points. You have ones that remove cover around bomb points. You have ones that add grass that you can hide in. You have ones that are frozen tundra, where now you enable sliding for all characters versus the one character that does have it. I do like that they changed the look of the map too, because it keeps it fresh. Especially when there's limited maps, it's nice when you get ones that change the look, and it feels like it's at least a new variation of the map, even for just a round. And then finally we have looting guns for extra use. If you use your sniper and you die, but then you kill somebody in the next round that has a sniper, you survive that round and you've picked up their sniper, you now have a sniper back in your inventory. Pretty self-explanatory. So moving on to the new pros, we have a firing range. I don't know why I put the tutorial in new pros. We had that before, which is great to have the tutorial. But now we have the firing range where you can have both dummies that move and run around, or you can have just a stationary target that you can change the distance on. You can change the settings in the dummies to have different drills. It's a really nice firing range. It's nice to warm up. It's nice to feel different guns. It's nice to kind of mess around with the abilities of different lancers. And you can actually go into the dummy range and run around and use cover like you're peeking and shoot at dummies that are running around. It'd be nice if they could fight back against you. But we do have that in a solo training mode and a practice versus AI. The solo training mode, you just drop in as a solo lancer. It's one round. You fight like an unending wave of bots. You can practice your gunplay. You can practice moving around the map. Practice your abilities really nice. And then you also have practice against AI where you can simulate a actual match against AI. Really nice. We talked about them already. We mentioned them, but they have the bonus modes of team deathmatch, capture the core. They have scrimmage where it's unlimited rounds. You just keep playing. And then they have the duel master, which is just the overtime singled out. I might put out a video on its own for that. But I really like that. And then we have kill cams. I can't remember if kill cams were in the alpha or not. I'd have to go back and actually watch my footage from the review. But kill cams are nice. I think it's something that's missing from the tactical shooter genre. I understand why it's not in the genre a lot because it's a tactical shooter. You could give information to the that helps end the round. But hey, you know, don't be so stationary, I guess, and the kill cam won't matter. And then finally, we have advanced stats. When you're on the buy screen, it's similar to something they have in Spectre Divide. It shows the damage to each part of the body as well as with the drop off. I like that it shows weapon stats when you're buying weapons, so you can actually consider that. I think it's something really nice. Those are all my pros, my cons, my so-sos. This game is definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely something I recommend trying out, especially if you like the tactical shooter genre. If you like Valorant, but you're looking for a variant on Valorant. And, you know, I haven't really touched the extra modes. I did play a couple matches of Team Deathmatch in the Alpha, which were fun. But even if you aren't an S&D tactical shooter type of player, go try out the other modes. The mechanics of the game are still fun. I don't think there's shard cards in those other modes, which kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But the Lancers are still fun. The gunplay I still think is a lot of fun. And it's definitely worth going and trying out those other modes. The other pro I did forget is the guns feel mostly good. The recoil isn't super duper easy to control on some of the guns. Like I forget what the name of the AK-47 in this game is, but that's got a little bit of wonky recoil at times. But the recoil isn't super difficult to use, and with that overpowered aim assist, it definitely makes the recoil a little easier to use. But the game feels really good. It feels like it could go ahead and just release out of this beta, and I don't think I have any complaints. I haven't really ran into any major bugs or anything. Go try it out for yourself if you can get access on Steam. If not, definitely wait for this full release and try it. It's a lot of fun. It seems like it's got good player count so far. It's got like 5 times the players of Spectre Divide, and Spectre Divide is open to anyone on PC, and we're talking just Steam numbers here. So try it out for yourself. If I had to rate it, I'd say it's like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Sure, things could be a little bit better. I think balancing is a big issue. There's some of the cons and the so-sos I talked about that I can't quite give it an 8.5, 9, and it's going to be hard for me to ever give a game a 10, but definitely something worth checking out for yourself. I'm definitely going to keep enjoying playing it as much as I can until the 21st when the beta goes away, and then I will be impatiently waiting on the full release of the game, which I think is slated for like spring of next year. But keep an eye out for any updated news on that as well, because you definitely want to go try this out for yourself. There might be an open beta. I'm hoping if release is until summer or fall that we get an open beta, but we'll have to see. But I will see you in the next review. Have a good day. Bye.
Mid.
I agree. Shotguns are mid.
You're on air. Enjoy.
I zip up just to check something and come down, and all of a sudden there's 2 of them.
A surge of water and sound. Converter is now converting. KO.
Like our spawn. Alright.
Skills loaded.
I got gangbang.
Skills and this current's gonna stop you in your tracks.
Lucky. That guy's so low.
Skills loaded. Chat, let's find some action. There's duo. It's just you now. Get him.
No.
What?
Hey.
I don't know.
Tried.
That hedge.
You lose, you learn.
Part of my plan all along. It's called narrative.
Even Steve. Let's go shopping. You're in a different world now. Thanks, cards.
Oh, I could have done Death's Embrace. Come on, some people have 2 in here. Death's Embrace would have been interesting.
A new follower.
Fuck interesting. Give me them big ass noggins.
Feeling like a fish out of water here. Oh, probably because I am.
Fearless, it's the best calm.
Okay.
Oh, you're hungry today, little man. Where there's fun, you also come with menthol.
Oh, way to get under my scales. Start that countdown, chat. Okay, you want to muddy the waters.
That's so cliche. Please.
This current's gonna stop you. See, right torrent. Let's find some action.
Double kill.
You're on air.
Just what the mycologist
One left. Hunt them down. Or
Skills
don't.
loaded.
Oh, not mine. UTYL. Or not.
Even have live ammo?
Go team. You're in the lead. Surprise. Shop's open. Need effect, huh?
I didn't lose that.
2 cards are better than 1. I mean, obviously. Get ready to go viral.
For art and beauty and love and song.
How we doing, Ghost? Handsome.
Vibe check. Are you being kind? Check it. Easy.
Another thing, I'm spectacular.
Reloading. Checking on the chat. Converter is now converting, I guess. Dream team going dark.
Entering my double kill.
One enemy still standing. 20 seconds left. Wow, tension is freaking me out. 15 seconds. That's 1
Easy round.
5.
Easy
Not-
3.
You won.
Easy 3 there.
usable converter along.
Hey, Ghost. Thank you for the
Your
gifted,
number
baby.
is higher than their number.
Gifted.
That is a 1-2 double kill,
And
baby.
love.
3 kills.
Abby better watch out.
Time to buy some gear. You're in a different world. Double the card. 3 cards. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn.
Swing it. Open it. Riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty.
Friend,
Dirty.
you're almost there.
Hey, weapon here. Start that countdown, chat.
Okay.
Stay alert. Got danger here.
I call it.
This current's gonna stop you in your tracks. What? I aim drain. Sending out the signal. Skills loaded.
Be careful.
I dampen foot and brother.
Oh my god, dude, they love B point.
Didn't think I had it in me, did you?
Skills and skills ready to go.
Needed that like a hole in the head. There's still time to get a sandwich. You can do it in
Water and sound.
one enemy left. They must quarter minute.
Nice.
Want them to